Carved into the arch of the main building on the University of Texas, Austin campus, these words are found: "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." But where will the students who walk this campus discover the truth on which their lives can be built? It must be more than knowledge alone, for truth is not liberating unless it is combined with a higher purpose. When Jesus spoke those words, he spoke of the truth of God's revelation, a truth that can be learned only through the knowledge of God. It is this truth upon which a life can be built and which truly brings freedom. At a strategic location adjacent to the UT Austin campus is an institution of higher learning where the curriculum is based entirely on the truth of Christ, the Institute for Christian Studies. Accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools in 1987, it is a single-subject college of Bible and religion offering a full curriculum in biblical studies where the highest standards of academic excellence are combined with a commitment to Christian service and devotion. Here, the many truths that improve the quality of life can be placed in perspective by the one truth that sets mankind free. Over the past 40 years, more than 10,000 university students have taken elective courses in biblical studies. Today, the Institute exists to serve and equip with three main programs. An important part of the ministry is a program which offers a second bachelor's degree to university students pursuing degrees in their chosen professions. Through the completion of 36 hours of coursework at the Institute, students prepare to assume leadership roles in the church when they graduate and begin their careers. John Bob Cody, who earned both his bachelor's degree and his degree in pharmacy from the University of Texas, also received the Bachelor of Biblical Studies degree from the Institute for Christian Studies. Today, he works as a pharmacist in Nacogdoches, Texas, and serves as a deacon at the North Street Church of Christ.
Preparation in learning how to study the Bible, in understanding portions of the Bible, and being able to teach that to others has been a great benefit. I'm currently involved in teaching a full-time class Bible study that meets on Wednesday nights, and also serving as deacon over the university student ministry. And all of my training and experience at the Institute has been invaluable in terms of preparing me for these responsibilities now.
A growing number of students from across the nation and around the world come to prepare for full-time ministry, either in the United States or in the mission fields. Mladen Jovanovic studied at the Institute for Christian Studies during the 1979-80 school year, then returned to his native Yugoslavia, where he began a new congregation which continues to grow. Today, Mladen is leading the way for mission work throughout Eastern Europe.
The time I've spent studying at the Institute for Biblical Studies in Austin was really the first time that when I was studying the Bible and Bible subjects related to the Bible in continuous way. It prepared me for my work in Yugoslavia with people in tremendous way, because I have learned how to use the library and how to use all the helps available to understand and explain to others biblical truths. It was a very important time for me. Although I was teaching before, I was again in the situation to be a student, and I have learned some things I was not able to learn anywhere else, and I was grateful to God to study under people like Dr. Alan McNichol, Dr. Tony Ash, and Dr. Michael Weed at that time in 1979 and 1980.
The Institute also offers non-credit programs that serve the church, including the annual Minister's Sermon Seminar to uphold the standards of biblical preaching, and training for church leaders, as well as local workshops where church members can learn basic skills of Bible study. Heeding the charge that faithful men teach others who teach others, many of the graduates of the second degree program have taken leadership roles within the local church while working as college professors, pharmacists, businessmen, engineers, architects, and school teachers. Former students are also active as youth ministers, pulpit ministers, and campus ministers. They have planted churches in the United States, Argentina, New Zealand, and Yugoslavia. Many students currently enrolled at the Institute are preparing for many ministries at home and abroad. With each graduation, the impact of the Institute increases as graduates take their places in ministry. The strength of the Institute is undoubtedly its committed and highly qualified faculty who bring to this ministry both the highest academic credentials and an understanding of the needs of the church. Their academic achievement and involvement in the life of the church are reflected in the number of books and articles they have authored. Augmenting faculty involvement, the administration under the direction of Dr. James Thompson provides leadership for the growing institution.
15 years is a rather long time, and it's a area of activity quite different from what a lot of people are involved in, because I've been involved in trying to build a new kind of school. It has its areas of frustration, and it's been hard work, but there's a great deal of satisfaction. And the great satisfaction is to have the kind of people I work with, delightful people, the staff here, the kind of people who support us in the churches and our administrative and development board, people who are really committed to think that this is the place and this is the time for this kind of ministry to higher education, that we are a society increasingly educated, and we need educated people who not only know computers, but they also know the Word of God. And I've taken great satisfaction in seeing that we have more Bible majors every year than we had the year before. And I'm delighted to see students coming from across the country, because this can fill a need. And with all of the work that we've been involved in after 15 years, I can assure you it's been worth it.
Serving as vice president of the Institute is Jack Wright, who came to the Institute in 1985 after retiring from the business community. Mr. Wright was formerly an elder at the South Baton Rouge Church of Christ and is now an elder at the University Avenue Church of Christ in Austin.
When I go out to talk to people about the activities of the Institute, those who have any acquaintance at all have a very high regard for the work here. They have a high regard for the teaching capabilities of the faculty. They have a high regard for the programs that we've got, which basically involve ministry training and involve teaching courses to University of Texas students for credit, and also involve leadership activity seminars for teachers and those who would better prepare themselves to do the work of the Lord in the various churches.
Interaction of students and faculty is not limited to the classroom. Each week, student and faculty members spend time together in chapel services and lunches held to discuss issues of major concern to the church. Because of the strong support of individuals and churches who have believed in the mission and goals of the Institute, the ministry has grown from a Bible chair to an independent college. From the beginning, the Institute has been a primary mission of the University Avenue Church of Christ, which has provided major financial support and facilities. The elders of the University Avenue Church of Christ, serving as the Board of Trustees of the Institute, establish policies, approve programs, and ensure the continued health of the Institute. They are assisted by the Administrative and Development Board, composed of church leaders who make recommendations, provide generous financial support, plan programs benefiting the Institute, and serve as goodwill ambassadors in their local communities.
Well, I became involved in it, I believe, around the year 1977. I had attended the University of Texas as an undergraduate and had attended the University Avenue Church of Christ. I grew up in a small town in South Texas, Stockdale, and going to church there was vastly different than going to University Avenue. And I was impressed with the elders and deacons at University Avenue. I was particularly impressed with the ministers that we'd had, and it was the first time that I'd had a chance to associate in Bible classes with 50 or 60 or 70 people my age, as distinguished from 8 to 10 people my age as it was when I was growing up. I knew the University Avenue Church always did things well, and when I learned that they were interested in the Institute and were one of the churches who had chiefly supported it, that got my attention immediately. Then when I learned that my old friend Tony Ash, who I had known for a long time, was part of the Institute, people like James Thompson were affiliated with it, that was enough to induce me to say, I want to know more about this and to become a part of the Institute board.
The Institute begins the 1990s in a new building, which will provide a library, classrooms, and offices for the Institute in the next decade and beyond. Hundreds of friends of the Institute have given generously toward this project, knowing that this new building will provide for even greater service to the students who come to ICS to be equipped for ministry. This small community of teachers and students has already had an impact on the life of the church, as more than 80 graduates have taken their place in missions, ministry, and leadership in the local churches in the brief history of this degree-granting college, while thousands of university students have taken ICS courses. If the past is prologue to the future, the Institute community looks forward to coming years when many others will come through the Institute for Christian Studies and then take their place as leaders in the church. Long ago, a young teacher was told, "And what you have heard from me before many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also." Faithful people teaching others who will teach others. This is the mission of ICS.